Hello, and thank you for joining us this Sunday afternoon. We do this every Sunday afternoon at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We talk about different personal financial topics, and today we're continuing the discussion on student loans. Would you do me a favor and share, comment, like, subscribe, so that the channel will continue to grow and I'll be able to share more information with more people? So again, as I said, I will continue the discussion on student loans. And today there's two things that I want to focus on are why is it that you are paying your monthly amount, the amount that's designated every month to be paid, but your student loan balance is increasing? Why is that? And the other thing I wanted to share is the things that I've done to um, pay down my student loans. Okay, so let's just dive right in, and I am going to share a spreadsheet that I put together just to show real quickly, how your student loan balance is calculated and how that impacts what you're seeing on your statement, and why you may not be paying the full amount that is calculated for your student loans. So I'm using this example here where the principal is $20,000 on each of your loans. So on the first year you borrowed $20,000, the second year another $20,000, the third year another $20,000, and of course the varying interest rates based on the year that you borrowed. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take that interest rate and divide it by 365. And that's why you're seeing this column right here is you want to take that interest rate and you want to divide it by 365, because remember, interest rate on your student loans is calculated daily. So if you divide your total interest rate by 365, you will see the interest rate that is being applied every day to your loan. Once you get that daily interest rate, then you want to take that and multiply that daily interest rate by the principal, and this tells you how much how much interest is calculated on your student loan on a daily basis. So you can see for this $20,000 loan, this first one here, loan A, group A, is $2.96. That's calculated daily. In group B, $3.40, and in group C, $3.20. That's calculated daily. So your daily interest on each of this, on all three, is $9.57. And of course, when you multiply that by 30, your total interest is $287. But here's the thing. That's not what you're going to see on your student loan statement for you to pay if you have one of those extended payment plans that we talked about last week. You're not going to see 287. It's going to tell you, and I'm just using, I'm kind of creating this balance here because it's going to be less. I don't know what the percentage is, but I just made that up. I just did it based on a past scenario in one of my loans, and I'm saying 62% of what is accrued each month is what's going to show up on your statement. So even though your monthly interest due is $287, on your statement you're going to see this is what you need to pay, $177.95, and you're paying that every month, but your balance is not moving. And the reason is because you're only paying a part of your accrued interest for each month. You're only paying a part of it, and the difference still stays on your account, and it's going to add to your balance, your principal balance, when your loan gets recertified. And I found out when my loan was not bad, when I first started paying, and I was paying the amount that they gave me because again, as I shared last week, I chose one of the extended loan payment plans, and for the reasons I shared last week. And I found out the amount that I was paying each month was over $200 less than what was actually accrued each month. So I was paying less than what the total interest was for each month. but that was not on that's not on my statement, and that's not going to be on your statement. So if you want to, again, if you want to talk about your specific loan situation, I have a link in the description. You can contact me and I can show you, I can help you see how that affects your loan, and I can help you give you some ideas as to how you can structure your loan so that you are paying the full interest that's calculated on your loan. Because again, if you're in one of those extended plans, when when your loan is recertified, that interest is going to be added to principal, and you're going to see your balances increasing instead of decreasing, even though you're faithfully paying your loan. So I'm going to stop sharing and move on to the second part of the discussion. And the second part of the discussion is around the things that I did to pay down my student loans. One of the things I did was I drove for Uber and Lyft. And of course, all the bougie folks gonna be like, driving for Uber and Lyft. Listen, folks, if you are serious about paying down your debt, you're gonna do whatever it needs to you do to do within legal limits to get rid of it. But if you're more concerned about what people think about you, then you're gonna have this student loan hanging over your head. Did people talk about me driving Uber? Yes. People who, should actually be encouraging me, people who should know better, talk about the fact that I'm driving Uber and Lyft. Yes, you want to have passive income. You want to make sure that your money is working for you. But at the time and today, I am going to do what I need to do to pay down my student loan. I'm going to have my passive income, but I'm not going to spend the rest of the time in front of my TV. I'm going to do what I need to do with my time. And one of those I did was I drove for Uber and Lyft. In 2018, I drove for, I want to say maybe about 3 months, and I made over $4,000. In 2019, I drove for about 7 or so months, 7, 8 months, and I made $9,600. Okay. Again, after Bible study on Wednesday night, I jump in my car. I drove for a couple of hours. Sunday evening after church, I would maybe come home, depending on how tired I was, take a nap, and then I would go back out and drive for a few hours. Thursday evening, Friday evening, Saturday, during the day, I would drive, and I would do what I need to do to make that money. Now with COVID, I'm restructuring. I haven't done anything this year in terms of Uber and Lyft. What I've done is I've taken my raises, and I've taken the increase that I got for my new job as of August of last year, and I'm taking all of that and I'm paying down my student loans. But going forward, despite COVID, I am going to be rethinking Uber and Lyft, not as driving, but as food delivery. I'm going to be looking at other food delivery and grocery delivery options, because again, I'm about paying down my student loans, and I don't care what people think about me or say about me, because they're not paying my bills. And so if you are more interested in what people think than you are paying on your loan, you might find yourself in this situation years to come. But I am determined. I'm doing whatever I need to do. Another thing that I did was mystery shops. And I didn't put the links in the description, but 2 of the companies I work for was Bestmark and C Level. I would do mystery shops. Between those 2, I made close to $2,000 in mystery shopping. There are times when I didn't get paid in money. What I did is I had to go maybe to a restaurant, and I got a fancy meal, and I was reimbursed for eating that fancy meal. But it was an opportunity for me to go out and enjoy myself and get a meal on the company. Okay, so the 2 that I use were Bestmark and C Level. Now, I also did what's called swagbucks, and I want to show my phone real quick. Swagbucks, what I did is I do various things, and you get maybe like a penny here, 2 pennies there, 10 cents, 20 cents. When I bought my daughter's computer, I think I get $40 because I bought it online. And I linked my Swagbucks account. When I when I prepared my tax returns, I linked it to the software I was using, and I think I made $15. When I signed up for Uber, I made $90, different things like that. So I want to show you my swagbucks account to show you some of the things. Try to make it a little bigger here. So for swagbucks, I made, right now I have 16,088 points that I can redeem, and that equates to $160.88 that I can redeem. And again, that's with me just buying things I normally buy, but hooking my account to it to be able to take advantage of it. And lifetime, I have made $462.61, or is that what it? For $162.81 lifetime from swagbucks. And again, I'm in the doctor's office, and while I'm waiting, I'll do a survey. I will click on something. If I'm buying something, if I go to the grocery store, to Publix, I scan my receipt and I get a couple of pennies. And again, it adds up to that. So that's one of the things that I did with swagbucks, and I have a link in the description, and I continue to use swagbucks today. Another thing that I've done is achievements, and I have the link for that too in the description. And what I did is just simply attach my Fitbit to that account. So every time I sleep, drink water, exercise, eat. If I share a health-related thing on Twitter, it records it, and I get points. And after I get 10,000 points, I think it is, I can redeem $10. And I've already redeemed $20 or $30, I can't remember. And right now my account is 14,000, so I can redeem another $10. You can't redeem before it gets to 10,000. So I can redeem another 10,000, and I'll have a balance of 4,000 plus. And I'm sharing these little things. You're saying, "Oh, what is that?" But it's little bit of things that adds up. Things that don't take away. You don't have to go out of your way to do these things. These are little things that you can do. The biggest thing that helped me was driving for Uber and Lyft, and then also using the raise that I got from my new job. Okay. And again, I've been able to pay close to $30,000 on my student loan in less than 2 years. So these little things add up. Another thing that I've done is meal planning. What I've done is I've looked at what's on sale, and I plan my meals around what's on sale. And I take that, and that way, if I were to pay maybe $50 for groceries, maybe I'm paying like $45, and that's an extra $5 that I can take and put towards my student loans. And don't despise the fact that you can add $5 to your student loans. You can add, pay whatever. I think I shared before that you want to pay not just at the end of the month, you pay throughout the month on your student loan. And just be careful that you don't advance your due date. Very careful with that. Because it will ask you, if you pay the total early, it will ask you, do you want to advance your due date? You want to say no. You don't want to advance your due date. So that way, when you're paying extra, it's going towards that month's transaction. And then you can specify. When you specify, then you will be able to reduce the principal on whatever loan group you decide, whether you want to reduce the principal and all of them, and I shared before about the avalanche method and the snowball method and the sprinkle method. I think I did share before, and I will cover that a little bit more in next week's video, where we're going to wrap up student loans. Okay. Now, another thing you can do is auto debit. That will allow you to do 0.25% reduction in your interest rate. And you can, for this one, you can actually add extra in your principal in 2 ways. The first way is you can say, okay, my loan every month, the payment is $250, but I'm going to pay $300. So here, Mr. Loan Servicer, I want you to put the extra $50 on this particular loan and pay that down. Or you can manually go in every month, pay what it is that they say to pay, but you go in manually every month and pay that extra on whatever loan group that you want to do. Okay, that's another way to pay it on your student loans faster. Get a roommate. Move home with your family is an option. Again, in paying down our debt, Pride goes out the window. We have to do what we need to do to get rid of this debt, because we have a tendency to do what I call lifestyle creep, where if every time we get a raise or we get more a bonus, we want to go buy that next car, we want to go buy that fancy, go buy that next house. Well, people talk about me and the fact that I'm living where I'm living, okay? But you know what? They don't pay my bills, so I don't care, okay? So they can say whatever they want, because what I've done is I actually cut my home payment by $500 to move where I am. It's a nice area. I have nice neighbors, and that's all that matters. It's a nice, safe area for me and my daughter. And I have saved 500 more. I'm paying 500 less than what I was paying in one of the nicer areas. I have a long-term goal, and I want this monkey off my back, so I'm going to do what I need to do. All right. So what about freelancing? Is there something you're good at? Are you good at baking cake? Call your friends, call your family. Hey, I'm going to start baking cakes. I know you like my pineapple upside down cake. I'm going to be baking that and try to sell, put it towards my college loan fund. Do what you need to do. What's in demand right now? Tutoring. Can you tutor somebody math? Can you tutor somebody English? That's in demand. Use that skill to make some extra money and create an account to target just for paying down your student loan. Does your company offer student loan help? Do they offer help with student loans? That's something a lot of companies will not publicize, but you go talk to your HR and see if that's something that you can get some help with. Even if it's $200, $100, $50, it makes a difference. It's going to make a difference, because again, your student loan amounts are calculated daily. So if you can get maybe an extra $50 from them, and you can pay it maybe midway through the month, that's going to help the interest that's accruing on your loan. Okay. Don't increase your standard of living just because you got a raise. Who cares what people think about you? You have a plan. People, the thing is, a lot of millionaires, you see them around, you don't even know they're millionaires, because they're not trying to front. They're not trying to show people who they are. They're living their lives. And people are going to talk, and that's okay, because you have a plan and you're trying to execute that plan. It doesn't matter what people think. Okay. Again, I talk about the flyers. Get the flyers and look at what's on sale and plan your meals around that. Your kids don't need another pair of fancy shoes. They don't need another pair of nice, yes, it's cute. They don't need another pair of outfit. I remember when my daughter was younger, and when she would change sizes, I would go in her closet, and I would end up giving away things that had tags on it, because I bought, it was so cute. I gotta get it. And she never wore it. And so you have to think about things like that. Do you really need that nice little outfit for your child? Subscriptions. Cancel subscriptions that you're not using. I have a friend who she told me she was $15 was coming out of her account every month for several months before she realized it. That won't happen to me, because I check every penny. I work hard for my pennies. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that I count for all of my pennies. So nobody will be taking money out of my account that I don't know about. I need to know exactly what's coming out of my account. So, kind of watch those things, your subscriptions. I saved over $245 because I changed car insurance. I had Geico for a long time, and they kept increasing my car loan. My insurance. And I called them, and they're giving me all the story, and I said, okay. So I called Progressive, and when I called Progressive, I got a lower amount, and I decided to pay 6 months ahead. So with the lower amount and me paying 6 months ahead, I end up saying $245. That's money I can pay on my student loans, because again, I am purposeful. I am intentional about paying down my student loans. So when I have money, I think before I spend the next amount of money that I get. Okay. I'm at the age where I don't really get gifts, birthday gifts and money and all that. I give birthday gifts and money. But anytime I get extra money, the way I set up my tax returns, I don't get big refunds because I set it up so that I don't loan Uncle Sam my money during the year. So before, I would be able to take, my $2,000, $3,000 tax return and pay down my student loans. But even before I got out of college for my doctorate, I decided that I was going to fix my tax, what was taken out of my taxes, out of my paycheck for taxes, so that I don't get a big refund and I can use my money throughout the year. So I'm hoping these things, I mean, there's so many other things that I could share, but I invite you again, look at the links in the description, and based on what you see there, contact me, set up a consultation with me so I can help you structure your loan so I can see you win. Because I'm telling you that I am not going to keep this loan for 20 years or 25 years, okay? And I know that they did say that the government helps to pay some of the interest or something like that. I don't see that yet. I've had my loan that I'm paying for. It's been a year. It's been a year and a few months that I have had to start paying because I finished my doctorate in 2018. So it's been a year and a few months that I've been paying on my student loans. And I don't see where the government has paid anything. So I am adamant that this loan is going to be gone, and I'm doing whatever I need to do to get my student loan down. I will live where I need to live. I will do what I need to do to get the student loan paid off. So I'm hoping that you'll join me on the journey. I'm going to share as I go along. I'm going to continue to share nuggets that I discover that is helping me. And I hope you'll join me by subscribing, commenting, sharing, and liking the video so you can be aware of what's going on. Again, thank you so much for joining me. We do this every Sunday afternoon at 4:30 p.m. and I appreciate your support.